Before we get started with today's interview, just a quick reminder, click the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe and ding the bell so that you don't miss any of the great interviews that we have coming up. Now, on to today's interview. So welcome back, everybody. It is my great pleasure today to speak with composer Tom Gerou. Tom, thank you so much for taking time to join us today.
My pleasure, Sam.
I'd like to talk to you about your piece, Heavenly Blue. So this piece has these really cool modern pop sounds, and I can see it really appealing to teenage students or tween students. Tell us about the process of writing Heavenly Blue.
Heavenly Blue is very similar to a piece called Overlapping Waves in the sense that I think of a very spare economy of musical elements that go into it. Here, where I'm just thinking of creating harmonic interest by only shifting up one note in the left hand. And it's implying various harmonies, and it's how I treat those harmonies. If you compared the beginning phrase to a phrase towards the end of the piece, it's almost the same, but I switch the order of that one note and the harmonies change. It's really listening to how those harmonies change. The other idea on this is just simply crossing hands over and capturing a third above it. Very subtle, but it is emphasizing that gesture of a phrase, of that arch, one hand going over the other, I should say. And I keep that throughout the piece as well. I want to make sure that I keep the elements incredibly spare, but incredibly rich in what's happening. So we hear a statement in the tonic, and then we go down a third to the minor, and kind of do the same thing, but I don't want to just carbon copy it. I'm careful at what that sounds like. And in the minor key, it allows me to change the harmonies into the B section of the piece, just to keep it going. It's always economy of means, but maximum interest in the piece.
What are some things that students should watch out for as they're learning this piece?
Being aware of the most powerful notes in the piece. It's not a piece that has a melody per se. So when we have those altered notes, I think we want to voice them as much as a younger student can voice them, to make sure they just don't toss them off. But we want to acknowledge that they're very rich in the piece. They're the change that kind of determines the sound of the piece. Also, when you're crossing over, those may be the most important gesture that you're achieving, but I don't think the thirds are the most important thing. They're just like little bells, little harp strings that are being added to it. So even though you have to do the effort to get up there, they're not the most important. And I think sometimes with younger students, if it requires more effort, they assume it's the most important thing, and they want to emphasize it, but that's not always.
What awesome insights. Thank you so much. So Tom Gerou's piece is Heavenly Blue. You can find it at his website, tomgeroumusic.com. Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you, Sam.